Okay, so I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts, I think that's what it's called, and I came across this really awful dog shit um power video, basically like who's stronger than who. So normally with these things, it has a somewhat slow tempo so that the viewer can make their own informed decision about the matchup. But I'm just gonna let this one play and see if you can like think if any of these make sense. Go ahead. I'm just gonna be quiet. Okay, so to answer the question for you, absolutely fucking not. There's no way you can be like, yes, I think that character was stronger than that character because of these feats and these abilities. No shot. That shit is just way too fast. I mean, I can just, like, generally say that Naruto's stronger than Luffy just because I know the feats and stuff. But I decided I'd do a breakdown of this, just going by each matchup and then it culminating in Naruto versus Luffy, which Naruto curb stomps, by the way. As much as I love Luffy, he's like my favorite, one of my favorite characters in fiction. Naruto just stomps him. So we're going to start with Yamato versus Hinata, which is a pretty interesting matchup, I'd say. Just because I think Hinata can be kind of lowballed in the Naruto community a lot as being like medium building level, which I think is cap, especially since she didn't necessarily go toe-to-toe with Pain, but she definitely fought Pain to, not a standstill, but I mean, like, this is a dude who has the power of the almighty push that destroyed a village. So to say that she's simply, like, medium house level is cap. But Yamato, on the other hand, I don't know everything about her because I haven't read all of the One Piece manga. Just because I like to keep myself, some fun things for the actual anime. But I do know that she scales to Luffy, and she scales to Kaido. I believe she was able to 1v1 Kaido for a while, which puts her at, like, at least Pain level. Like, if you were to say Pain versus Yamato, I'd have to do, like, an in-depth looking at scans and shit, just because of how close I think that would be. But for this one, I gotta give it to Yamato, just due to her probably being able to outspeed and her being stronger and more durable. So the next one we got is, the author agrees with me. Yamato Yamato destroys Sakura, no diff. Easy. What? Wait, she's saying that... Okay, this author is really stupid because Hinata is, like, for sure, with her, like, slug summoning, like, let's say small city block level, compared to Yamato, which is, on Kaido's level. So, they're wrong on this one. I think the comments actually agreed with me there. So now we have Robin. I think that's Boa Hancock, actually, versus Sakura. That is Boa Hancock. That isn't Robin. So they fucked up there. But let's start with Boa Hancock versus Sakura. I think that this is quite a fair matchup, just because in terms of feats, they're pretty similar in scaling, unless you really want to wank Boa Hancock from the movie where Luffy gets hit, and then she runs, tries to attack that dude named, I think his name is Bullet or whatever. But even then, I think that Boa Hancock really isn't as strong as a lot of people say she is, just because of her feats. Like, she's in charge of the Amazons and, like, some large fucking tigers, which aren't even, like, Sea King level. So I have to give this one to Sakura as much as I think she's a piece of shit character. Oh, and then we're going to do Robin versus Sakura, which isn't even close. I think Robin is, aside from Law, one of the people in the One Piece world that people downplay the most. She can literally snap your fucking neck by having hands come out of your shoulders. Like, she's crazy strong, and I don't think Sakura has anything to really negate that, to be honest. And I think I haven't read the most recent fight that Robin has been in with the Spider Bitch, in the manga, because I know it hasn't happened in the anime yet. So I'm assuming she's actually even stronger than I think she is. So I believe she could actually even deal with Sakura's summon as well, even though that wouldn't be necessary due to her hacks. So I don't know I don't know if they're giving this to Boa or if they're giving this to Hancock. I'm sorry, I don't know if they're giving this to Hancock or if they're giving this to Robin. So I don't really. Robin versus Hiruzen is really interesting. Most fights with Robin are, and again, they're saying Robin, but it's Boa Hancock. So I'm gonna say Robin for. No, I'm gonna do both because I like to go into things like that. Most fights with Robin are really interesting due to the fact that her hacks, her devil food of being able to like disable you and break your neck with hands, is pretty OP. It's really OP actually. So you sort of have to think about the speed of the other character is one of the main things. So Hiruzen is pretty fast. I actually don't know the speed stats on Hiruzen. But he's a master of so many different jutsu that I believe that high diff Hiruzen would win just due to the fact that he has a wider range of abilities. Now, I think that this fight could really go either way, to be honest. It just sort of depends on Hiruzen's speed and how you think he would react. I know he's not necessarily the most intelligent of I think there's like 7 Hokage, but he's still up there just due to how many ninjutsu he knows. So it's kind of a throw in the air. I'd give it to Hiruzen though. And then Hiruzen versus Boa Hancock. Hiruzen decimates Hancock. Hancock ain't gonna do shit against his water style, against his fire style, against his earth style, none of that. She's not gonna be able to compete or keep up at all. So let's see who they give it to. Yeah, Hiruzen. Hiruzen versus Shanks. So I have a very love-hate relationship with people throwing Shanks into the ring with anybody just because we don't know how fucking strong he is. We can make assumptions. We can say, oh, he's stronger than Kaido because he brought Kaido to the world government and he's a Yonko, so he's that level and he fought with Mihawk. You can guess and guess and guess all you want. But in terms of Hiruzen versus Shanks, I think that Shanks has a higher destructive capability since that he was able to take out Kaido, and I think that Kaido himself would actually beat Hiruzen. So I'm going to give this to Shanks. Even with Hiruzen's abilities, I think Shanks outspeeds and outpowers Hiruzen. Yeah. Shanks versus Tobirama. I am a beta virgin when it comes to Tobirama. I need to watch another video on him or do some more research just because I just don't know enough. I mean, the honest truth is I just don't know enough about him. I'm going to see what the author says. Oh, shit, no. Well, I'm gonna see what the author says and go from that. So they say Shanks, so I'm going to go with Shanks because I like Shanks. So, Shanks versus Minato. That's kind of tough. It depends on what version of Minato you're using. So is this, like, base reincarnated Minato? Is this Minato with, like, the, Nine Tails chakra? Is this a live Minato with the Nine Tails chakra? What Minato is this? I think Minato probably outspeeds Shanks. We don't know anything about Shanks' reaction time though, which I'd say that there's literally not enough data on Shanks to have a proper winner, so I disagree with choosing Shanks here. I think that more information is needed. Shanks versus Hashirama. What the fuck is Shanks gonna do against the 1 million wooden arms? Like, I don't know. I think he'd put up a good fight for Hashirama, but I mean, Hashirama could go up against Prime Madara even without the Rinnegan and shit. So I think I gotta give this to my boy Hashirama. Okay, I disagree. I think Hashirama wins. Okay, Obito slaps Shanks. I don't know if that's even close. Just because of his genjutsu, his jujitsu, and I'm forgetting the name of the fighting style jutsu. I know that Rock Lee has it, but I gotta give this to Obito. Really, yeah, that's what I thought. Obito versus Ace. Obito slaps. Obito destroys Ace. Katakuri versus Obito. I think that in the One Piece world, Katakuri is a fucking monster, but in the Naruto world, he gets like no-diffed by a lot of characters. Like, I'd say he really struggles in the war arc, in my opinion. Yeah. Luffy versus Obito? That's a really interesting one. I think these characters are quite close in terms of power. I'm not so sure about speed. I think that Luffy's Gear 5 is going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger as the series progresses. As it stands right now, I'd say it's sort of up in the air. But I think that as the story and the fight against Kaido continues, I think Luffy will win this matchup. I agree with that. Luffy versus Madara? Oh, I think this might be one of the closest fights yet. Just because Madara has that fucking meteor jutsu shit. He also... Actually, you know what? I think that in a lot of ways, Luffy wins this matchup. Luffy is, I would say, nearly canonically not faster than the speed of light. And I know that Naruto had to be faster than the speed of light in order to dodge that, like, the laser that Madara sort of blew at him. And that's a great speed feat for Naruto. But I don't think Luffy can keep up, to be honest. So I think the author here is going to give it to Luffy. But I think because of that particular instance, I'm going to actually give it to Madara. Yeah. Okay, if it's current Sasuke, Luffy gets destroyed. He gets no diffed like crazy, just because of how well Sasuke scales to Naruto. Even if we're not counting Byakugan mode, even if we're just counting Sasuke's Rinnegan and Rinnegan, it's just no diff at all. That's wrong. Luffy does not win there. Okay, and so this is the main fight, Luffy versus Baryon mode Naruto, which really should not be a conversation whatsoever, because by the end of the war arc, Naruto is already moon level, whereas Luffy's currently like large castle level, or like if you really want to highball him, you could say small country level. You know, I'm not getting into specifics right now, but at this point, Baryon comes from fusion reaction, like nuclear fusion reaction. You can look that up yourself. I don't have time, but Naruto just destroys. But let's see what they say for each individual stat. Strength, yep, that's all Naruto. Speed, nope, that goes to Naruto. That easily goes to Naruto. Massively fast in the speed of light. Naruto wins that every day of the week. Durability, I would give that to Luffy. I think that he has a lot of durability hacks, especially now that his devil fruit is awakened, and he can sort of mold reality to a small instance to be as he wants a little bit. IQ, I'd give that to Naruto. I think that's fair. Like, especially since he's become Hokage, his range of knowledge has grown rapidly. You're gonna give battle IQ to Luffy. I think that Luffy's a lot more creative in battle, but I think if you're talking about the intelligence of hand-to-hand combat, I would give that to Naruto. So it's a bit of a toss-up. So, you know, it can go either way. I just look towards like what he's done versus NL, and what he's done versus Big Mom, and even Katakuri to an extent, how fast he learns. I think Luffy is a lot smarter than a lot of people give him props for. Stamina, I'm definitely giving stamina to Luffy. That's not even close. Baryon mode was about to fucking kill Naruto if Kurama didn't sacrifice himself. But that goes to Luffy so easily. Stamina, oh my god, this goes so fast. Stamina, sorry. Range, I disagree. I think I actually give this to Naruto due to being able to use the Ninetales avatar and throw bijou bombs from like hundreds of miles away. I gotta give this to Naruto. Power, yep, power goes to Naruto. Naruto's insanely strong. Abilities, I don't know if you're talking about the strength of abilities or the range of abilities. Either go to Naruto, actually, just because of again, Baryon mode, Ninetales chakra, being able to infuse the bijou bombs, multiple types of chakra, easily that goes to Naruto. I don't know what this means by offense. I don't know what the fuck they think they're talking about with offense. Like this is soccer or some shit. This goes to Naruto so easily. Naruto just has more power output. He does more damage and he's faster about it. That easily goes to Naruto. You're tripping if you think it goes to Luffy. Experience, I think they're just putting experience to Luffy because Naruto ended and One Piece hasn't, which is a really beta mindset and not really thinking very strongly about it. I think that Naruto is a lot older than Luffy. I don't know if he's engaged in more battles per se, but he just has more experience in general. He's a more mature person than Luffy is. I gotta give that to Naruto as well. Resistance, I think that it's very difficult to talk about resistance in this matchup because of the fact that Luffy again has really, wonky, like, boulder level toon force, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But Naruto just is so strong, taking hits from like Momoshiki and shit. He can tank Rasengans he can tank Chidori's, and even Rasengan's thrown back at him. Like, I think Naruto's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. I just don't know the particular calcs on his durability. So I think I'd say it's pretty up in the air, but I'd actually lean towards Naruto a little bit until we see more of Luffy's abilities. Defense, I mean, if you're talking about like fighting style, I guess you can give defense specifically to Naruto, because Luffy doesn't really defend too much. He just makes it so that he can take, like let me put it to you like this, like Naruto has a higher defense stat, but Luffy has a higher health stat, if that makes sense. Raw strength, yep, I agree, Naruto. Hacks, definitely. Well, yeah, actually, I'd say hacks in particular I would give to Luffy just because he has, like, a small amount of toon force. And yeah. Yeah. Agility. I think, like, let's say you're in a room, like, let's say it's the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, like, that room, I'd give it to Luffy. But if you're in, like, a forest, I definitely give that to Naruto. So that's dependent upon fighting location as opposed to just general stats. Skills, no, I'd say Naruto has more skills. He has better skills. He's honed his skills in better. He's had more time to hone in his skills. Easily, I give that to Naruto. Feats, you're out of your mind if you think Luffy has better feats than Naruto. I love Luffy. Luffy's done some crazy shit, but no one has better feats. I mean, not no one, but between these two, Naruto has easily better feats. Like, he was small moon level in the fucking, small to medium moon level, I'd say, in the war arc. Like, you're crazy. You're out of your mind if you think that Luffy has better feats. Okay, you're wrong. Wrong. It's not Luffy. It's Naruto wins with low to mid diff. Just because of Luffy's hacks and it being annoying. So I don't know if I'm going to post this on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but I'd like to actually get some feedback on this, hear what you guys have to say, and if you agree or disagree with me, I'd like to have a convo about a conversation, just to see, like, where other people lie in terms of how strong they think Luffy is, how fast they think he is, compared to Baryon Mode Naruto.